Good evening, welcome to So Into Bourbon. Charlie, why don't you tell the good folks what we have in the bar tonight?
Tonight, we've got an exciting offering from our friends at Angel's Envy. This is the Cellar Collection Volume 5, and we're going to tell you all about it.
All right, Charlie, we got rid of the fancy box.
We did.
Now we have the bottle. You can see our pretty faces. Why don't you tell everyone about this beautiful, beautiful bottle?
Here's the name of the release. Cellar Collection Series 5 Straight Rye Whiskey, finished in French Oak Extra Añejo Tequila barrels.
Did you say why whiskey?
Rye Whiskey.
Why whiskey? Rye whiskey.
Cellar Collection Series Volume 5 Straight Rye Whiskey, finished in French Oak Extra Añejo Tequila barrels.
This sounds interesting.
It is interesting. So one thing about Angel's Envy is it evokes an immediate reaction. Mm-hmm. One of either, oh, I like Angel's Envy, and then people are very judgmental to you, or it's scoffing at it.
Yeah.
And I don't
understand.
I guess I do, and I guess I don't. Angel's Envy is often viewed as, for good, bad, or indifferent, but in the bourbon world as more like a starter bourbon, right? It's a good entry.
Really?
Oh yeah. From the people that I've talked to, they're like, oh, I like so and so, and I like Angel's Envy. It is very approachable. It's very drinkable. It's classy. It's a great way to get into bourbon, and it is a finished whiskey. These cellar collections and these limited releases have been nothing but delicious.
They have. And I don't know if I've ever really considered Angel's Envy as a starter bourbon, but I do know it's a brand that people seem to love or hate. There's not a lot of...
Or they love to hate it.
Yes.
Yeah, and it goes back to Lincoln Henderson was one of the first to really champion, like, hey, I'm going to finish bourbon. And everybody's like, you can't do that. And they lost their mind. Everyone is finishing bourbon all the time. And the one thing with Angel's Envy is the presentation is somewhat, ostentatious.
Yeah, but
it's also beautiful and extremely
nice.
well done.
Yeah.
But that also comes with the price point. So let's get to it. Charlie, what are we talking about tonight? What is the price point? This is going to run you between $225 and $299.
I don't even have to ask questions.
I'll just do you. I'll ask and talk to myself. It's between a $229 and $299 bottle. Yeah, it is pricey. But do you want to know the specs on it?
I do want to
Charlie, tell me the specs on this.
Why don't you tell us the specs on this?
This is a straight rye whiskey from MGP, aged up to 7 years, before being finished for up to 12 months in a French oak extra añejo barrel. So it is a French oak barrel
that contains Añejo Tequila.
Añejo Tequila. The final touch is a blend with an 11-year-old rye, straight rye. From the research that I've done extensively on the internet 20 minutes ago, it is a 95.5 MGP.
Oh, it is MGP.
MGP stock, distilled in Indiana. It says it on the box. They're not hiding it.
Okay.
The really interesting thing about this one is these are not just tequila barrels. These are Patron French Oak Extra Añejo tequila barrels that had held aged agave distillate tequila for 4 years. Exceedingly rare for both their French oak construction and extended aging. So these are a really rare...
That's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
Charlie, do I like tequila?
No, he does not.
I don't.
He does not.
I've had a few high-end tequilas, and I'm like, okay, I could drink that if I had to. So there's a lot going on here. It's a rye, first of all.
Uh-huh.
It's French oak.
Yep. You like both of those things?
Yes, I love rye. French oak. There are some French oak finishes that I really love, and some not so much. And then you add the Añejo Tequila. So I'm very curious.
So this is new Master Distiller Owen Martin's first cellar collection from end to end, start to finish. This is his, all his. There is none of the previous ownership involvement. And I'm excited about this because, Charlie, do you like tequila? I do like tequila. I'm excited about this one. I think this checks a lot of boxes. I know that the price may be prohibitive for some. Proof is 104.2 proof. And this does have a pretty wide release, so it is out there floating around.
I feel like this could be really, really, really good, or it could be like a disaster.
Well,
what I do know is I like the viscosity.
Yeah.
The way it looks, I like the way it moves in the glass.
Yeah, it's got a nice, doesn't want to move.
But when it runs down a glass, it's
very
like
tight,
thick.
Yeah,
it's
Very
big drops that run down the glass.
All right, let's nose it.
It's got a pretty straightforward rye nose.
There is with some
soft.
with some vanilla.
A little soft.
There's a little vanilla in there. Because you definitely know instantly. Because if there's one thing we've drank a lot of, it's MGP 95.
Yeah, I would say it's not what I would typically think of for a 95.5 rye. It's nice.
It's got a nice splash.
It's really nice. It's pretty.
It is a nice.
I say pretty.
You said pretty. It's pretty nice.
You got a pretty nose.
Yeah. That's why you don't do hazmat before episode 4. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's
really good.
it's really good.
It's really good.
So the first note that stands out to me is a cake icing note, which I have one of the tequilas I tried, not so recently, maybe in the past 2 years. I had a friend who invited me over to drink some bourbon, and then he pulls out some tequila, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this." I'm like, "Sorry, I don't like tequila."
Probably a cake icing in
I
it.
don't know what it was, but he pulled it out, and I was like, "That's like cake frosting. That's what that tastes like."
I don't know if I would go so far as to say cake icing. I think the thing that I love the most about this is, as aforementioned, we have drank a lot of 95.5 MGP. This still tastes like an MGP.
It does.
95.5.
It does.
But you can also taste all of the things from the character of the finishing. Like it's not hard to put your nose, like even for idiots like us, you can be like, oh, I can feel, I can taste, I can understand, like the French oak influence. I can understand, I can feel the tequila. This is really, really nice. And
That's very nice.
it's infinitely sippable, which one of the things with the Angel's Envy, their standard rye, their Caribbean rum cask finish is like, it's like a cocktail in a glass. This is very much so.
I expected this to have an off-putting flavor from the blend of tequila and sometimes rye. If you don't treat it right, if you finish it in something weird, it can really
You're right.
have an off-putting flavor.
Yeah, you're right.
This has no off-putting flavor. There's tons of vanilla. I hate to use the word smooth, but it's got so when I say soft on the palate, don't think that I'm saying it doesn't have a lot of flavor and a lot of punch. It does. It's very drinkable.
I like that you get all of that sweet and soft and delicate and French oak and tequila on the front, and the finish is all Indiana rye. It's all spicy. The sweet hangs around just long enough, and it has this nice little transition to just spicy rye on the back of your tongue, and it's nice. And this is a blend of 6.5, 7-year-old and 11-year-old rye. So this is not a young, there's nothing young in this, and it's aged in barrels that held alcohol, tequila, agave spirit for 4 years. So
let me ask you, you drink tequila more than, do you taste tequila in this?
no, and I think that's the point. You don't want to taste tequila in bourbon. You just want to taste that influence, and that influence is that kind of soft sweetness. And you definitely get that on the front. This is a really, really nice, really well executed finished rye whiskey. I really like it.
Agree.
Now, there is no way around it. It is, and somebody's going to say it's $300 because they're going to walk in. I walked into a liquor store in Louisville today and they had it for $300. Did I buy this at the distillery and pay $200 and something? Yes, I did, but I wanted it, and I'll probably buy another one because I keep these. I really like these. I think these are great.
It's a beautiful nose.
It is a really nice bottle. I know it is cost prohibitive. I know that, but I really do think you will not be disappointed.
It's got the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yep.
Charlie, I brought something tonight. And I didn't even, this was not planned at all.
Is it a gun?
This was something that at a bottle share a week or two ago with some friends that someone brought. I'd never heard of it. Thought it was really good, and I was like, oh, let me take that. I'm going to blind Charlie with this. Well, I'm not going to blind you with it, but I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to whip it out, and we're going to taste it compared to this, right?
Hang on, people. It's going to get weird real quick.
And the only reason is because it's an MGP 95.5 finished in French oak. This is Midway Distilling, which I've never heard of. Have you?
I think so. I think I have heard of these guys. They may actually follow us on Instagram.
So it's 95.5 French or MGP finished in toasted French oak barrels. And I just wanted, I'm just out of curiosity, I want to compare this.
Batch 1, bottle 163. This is 4 years old. This is from Bluegrass Distillers in Lexington, Kentucky. Midway Distilling Company operated from 1916 to 1920 in Midway, Kentucky. Kentucky's first railroad town. Midway Distilling barrels were bottled as medicinal spirits during Prohibition. Now you know everything.
I want to compare this just to see, okay, 95.5 MGP French oak finish. Much younger. Not finished in Añejo Tequila barrels. I just want to see how it compares.
Similar in proof,
yeah.
110 to 104. I got some on my hands. I'm going to rub it together and smell it. I'm going to nose the Angel's Envy one more time. Do you know the price point on the Midway?
I don't.
$400. No, I don't know.
No, I really don't. I will say the nose on the Midway is much more straight. 95.5 MGP rye.
Well, the interesting thing about French oak barrels is you don't really know what the French oak barrel held.
Right.
Before.
Well,
or is it a
maybe
new French
held
oak?
nothing. It could have been new French oak.
It's possible.
This just says toasted French oak.
Okay.
So,
Well,
cheers.
Midway. Waiting on you, sweetheart.
That's pretty nice.
It's not bad.
It's pretty nice.
It's not bad.
It's not quite as complex.
So I'm going to tell you this. I was going to punch you in the head after this was done because Owen Martin, the Master Distiller of Angel's Envy, actually watches our content occasionally, and I have to deal with him. And I thought, why did you bring in a Midway Distilling?
This was off the cuff.
No joke.
Completely off the cuff.
Well, this is what happens when you drink flammable whiskey before this episode. This was a really nice exercise because I get the softness and I get a little bit of the same. But now I feel like, and I'm going to go back to the Angel's Envy. Now I feel like I'm going to get that icing, that sweet.
I think you will. I think you will. There's so much more vanilla on this. The complexity here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is good, and this is why I brought this because I thought I've never heard of this. That's really good.
So,
but this,
you did good. I was going to be so mad. But you did good.
You can tell the difference in the influence of the finishing barrel.
And
right?
Not only the finishing barrel, but I also think the finishing time and the age of the whiskey.
And the age, yeah.
The Angel's Envy is a little less in proof, 104 to 100 and, what did I say this one was, 110. I mean, they're in the ballpark. The Angel's Envy is just an elevated, more complex experience than the Midway. And to be fair to Midway, they didn't know they were showing up to this gunfight. Glenn was like, you guys should fight. But I really like this. Actually worked out really well because you can really taste like, what am I getting?
Yeah.
It's almost like looking at two different cars. Like here's the model.
Yes. You can see the influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, do I want to buy a Toyota or a Lexus?
Well done.
Right?
Well done. Yeah, and I will tell you, there's nothing wrong with the Midway, but that Angel's Envy,
a little harsher on the nose.
I don't know if I would say harsh.
Not harsh, but harsher. It's
got to respect.
I mean, it's just straight up 95.5 MGP rye.
But it's a drinkable bottle. But that Angel's Envy is, it is what I like about it is, and we talk about this all the time. If you're going to spend, if you're going to spend that amount of money, you want to be rewarded. And I will fully admit there is no bourbon releases that I collect, with the exception
of Angel's Envy,
Cast Strengths, and Angel's Envy Cellar Collections. I have them all.
And you got your box. You don't get the box with the cast strength anymore, right?
Precious. Look at this box.
Good
guys.
job, Owen Martin. This is honestly, I was a little bit skeptical about this
Because it was
Excited
tequila.
and skeptical.
Because it was tequila.
Like I wanted to love it, but I thought, oh, am I gonna love it?
Tequila is really tequila is really polarizing, and I get it. I like tequila, so I think I'm in the exception for bourbon drinkers. But the thing that I the most hate about these releases is how quickly they get drank with the price that I pay for them. But I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna drink this one.
Shut up. I love it. I think it's a great bottle. If you have,
frosting.
yeah, it's really nice. It doesn't. The nice thing about it, just to recap, you still get the 95.5 high rye experience. You can taste the French oak, and you can taste that tequila influence in all of the best ways. Like the sweetness of the tequila kind of comes through in that vanilla cake frosting, and it's a very good bottle.
I would like to ask Mr. Martin why he chose a rye for this and not a bourbon. Obviously, I think he made the right decision, but I just out of curiosity, I don't know. What about the rye told him that this will blend well with the Añejo, French oak, blah, blah, blah?
Well, answer your own question. Like, what is the characteristics of a 95.5 MGP rye?
Well, okay. I mean, so yeah, it kind of counterbalances the.
There you go.
The notes of the tequila.
And Angel's Envy Bourbon, which we've had, and their bottled and bond release was very sweet and forward. You know, could it be over sweet if you did it with a bourbon? But Owen, if you're watching, comment and back me up here. Be like, Charlie's an idiot. We just had rye.
Y'all are so stupid.
He's not watching.
No, he is. Last time you said that,
he watched and he commented.
Oh, and we would like to come out and
shamed us.
Shoot some content with you.
Can I have one of those cigars?
I think he's quit watching.
He probably quit watching an hour ago. Glenn, tell the nice people what to do.
Are we going to rate this?
Yeah, I'll rate it.
Do it.
You go first.
Oh, why do I have to go first? You know what? Man.
It's a tricky one because
it is a tricky one because
really
it's
hard.
Really good.
It's expensive though.
It's really expensive, but I feel like I don't want to penalize this one for being expensive because
it's tough.
There's a lot going on to make this, right? Like it wasn't just throw it in a barrel.
Well,
it's
to your point. It's not just 4-year MGP.
Yeah.
They could have used it's 6.5 to 7 year and an 11-year blend. Those are not cheap.
Man. This is a 9. Easy. Because it's very drinkable. Like that's very drinkable for a new whiskey drinker.
It is a crushable bottle.
And it's very drinkable for an old whiskey drinker.
It is a crushable bottle. It checks all the boxes. I don't know if I will go as high as a 9. I will give this an 8.675.
Okay.
I don't think I would high.
You can always be wrong.
A lot of people say it.
But I will say, we've had some bangers this year.
Oh my gosh.
We've had some really good bottles.
Last thing we'll say is it is really easy to pile on the bourbon economy. Things aren't great out there in bourbon land. People are drinking less. People are buying less. Some releases are very expensive. Some releases are...
You got to stand out.
Yeah. But the one thing that I will say, and you just so eloquently put it, there is some really good whiskey out there right now. Like, there really is. So if you're going to, and I'm king doom and gloom, and Glenn will back that up. I am the king of doom and gloom. They're firing everybody.
If you're in a good, positive mood and you need to be brought back down to earth, give Charlie a call.
Consumer confidence is down. They're firing everybody. The stock market's crashing. They're bombing the people. There are some really good bourbons out there. There are some really good whiskeys out there. There are some really old, aged spirits out there. There is a lot to be optimistic about in the world of whiskey and bourbon. And I think this is one of them. This is a really well executed
Kudos,
bottle.
Owen. Kudos, Angel's Envy. Good job.
Yeah, buy yourself a special bottle.
Do it.
Do it.
We demand it.
Demand it.
Charlie? Why don't you tell the people what to do?
Like and subscribe here on YouTube for more hard-hitting Angel's Envy content like this.
Yes, check us out on social media. And don't forget to keep those wallets loose.
And your bungholes very tight. Good night, everybody.
Peace out.
Good night, Owen. See you tomorrow. It's not creepy, is it?
Are you going to see him? Charlie, what is on the bar tonight?
Well, we've already told everybody it was the Angel's Envy Cellar Cask Collection, Volume 5. I'm going to read.
We did. I forgot we did that. Sorry.
Yep. So
Hazmat whiskey.
Yep. Yep. 140 something does
It
that.
catches up to you. A whore, a regular whore.
What are you? What the heck is going on? Ah! Oh! Look at that.
Don't drop it.
Don't be a.
Would you rather be splashy or flashy? Where are you? I can't see you.
What? I'm right here.
What?
Huh? Stop. Let's make it weird.
All right.